Have you ever wondered why American churches are closing at an alarming rate? Over the past quarter of a century, roughly 40 million Americans have stepped away from churches and religious institutions. This trend has resulted in the rapid closure of thousands of churches every year, a pattern that seemed to pick up speed during the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2019 alone, 4,500 Protestant churches closed their doors for good. This marked the first time in Lifeway Research's studies that the number of churches didn't increase. Even though 3,000 new churches sprouted up, the overall decline paints a picture of a religious landscape in flux. But what's driving this decline? Well, many fingers point at the pandemic, which has reduced typical church attendance by 15%, according to Protestant pastors. Yet even before the pandemic, there was a steady trend of individuals stepping back from religious practices. Numerous studies show that many young adults who were once regular churchgoers have stopped attending. And it's not just about attendance. Pew Research reports that the percentage of Americans identifying as Christian has been on a steady decline, with a significant number now classifying themselves as religiously unaffiliated. This shift indicates a transformation in American religious demographics, with predictions suggesting Christianity's majority status may dwindle by 2070. This trend is not an isolated incident, but a part of a broader cultural shift towards secularization. Younger generations, it seems, are less inclined to participate in organized religion. This, along with changing demographics and urbanization, has led to declining memberships and financial strain on congregations as populations move away from where churches were originally established. Moreover, the rise of the internet and technology has provided alternative routes for spiritual exploration. Many people are turning to online resources and social media platforms for religious guidance and connection, challenging the traditional model of physical church attendance. So, it's clear that a multitude of factors are contributing to the closure of American churches. But what are they? Firstly, there's a significant cultural shift happening. Younger generations are increasingly distancing themselves from organized religion. It seems that traditional religious institutions no longer resonate with them as they once did. The reasons for this vary. Some feel alienated by outdated doctrines, others simply find it difficult to connect with religious teachings in a rapidly changing world. Urbanization is another factor to consider. As people move into cities, they often leave behind the churches of their hometowns. This geographical shift has resulted in declining memberships in many rural and suburban congregations. Churches that were once community cornerstones are now struggling to keep their doors open. Financial strain on congregations is also worth noting. With a shrinking base of regular attendees, many churches are finding it challenging to maintain their operations. In the past, the church was a place where people came together to worship, socialize, and support each other. But now, with fewer people in the pews, the financial contributions that once sustained these institutions are dwindling. These cultural shifts and changing demographics are reshaping the religious landscape of America. But it's not just about physical attendance or the location of the church. The way people engage with their faith is also evolving. But that's not all. Technology is also playing a big role. In this digital age, the way people seek spiritual guidance is changing. The internet, a vast reservoir of knowledge and connection, has become a compelling alternative to traditional church attendance. People now have the ability to explore spiritual concepts, engage in religious discussions, and even attend virtual church services right from the comfort of their homes. Social media platforms, too, have become virtual congregations. They offer a sense of community and shared belief without the geographical boundaries that traditional congregations often confront. From Twitter threads exploring biblical teachings, to Instagram live sessions with spiritual leaders, to Facebook groups dedicated to faith discussions, spirituality has found a new home online. This digital transformation isn't just about convenience, it's about accessibility and inclusivity. Those who may have felt alienated or excluded in traditional church settings can now find a place where they belong, a place that respects and values their individuality and their faith journey. But with this shift comes a challenge to the traditional church model. If spiritual guidance and community can be found online, what role does the physical church play? This question is one that many churches are grappling with as they strive to remain relevant in a rapidly changing society. And yet, these technological advancements are only one part of the story. There's a larger cultural context to consider, a context marked by societal changes and scandals. The evolving cultural norms and societal changes have also contributed to the issue. Societal changes are like shifting sands. They subtly reshape the landscapes of our lives. In the context of religion, these changes have led to a widening disconnect between traditional religious teachings and the beliefs of some individuals. As society becomes more progressive, certain doctrines perceived as rigid or outdated struggle to resonate with modern sensibilities. This discord has led many to question their faith or to seek spiritual solace elsewhere, causing a decline in church attendance. In addition to societal shifts, scandals have also played a role in the dwindling numbers. Unfortunate incidents, such as sexual abuse allegations, have rocked the foundations of trust within some churches. These scandals have not only damaged the reputation of the institutions involved, but have also cast a shadow over the broader religious community. The fallout from such events has been significant, with many individuals choosing to distance themselves from their churches. This distancing isn't necessarily indicative of a decline in faith or spirituality. Instead, it reflects a transformation in how people seek and express their beliefs. The spiritual journey is becoming increasingly personal, with many finding solace and meaning outside of traditional religious institutions. Despite these challenges, there's a dynamic shift happening in how people seek spiritual fulfillment. This shift, while it may seem ominous to some, could be the dawn of a new era of spiritual exploration and understanding. It's not all doom and gloom, though. Amidst the decline of traditional religious practices, we're witnessing the rise of non-traditional forms of spirituality and community gathering. People are exploring new paths to spiritual fulfillment. From meditation circles to online faith communities, they're seeking connection, purpose, and a sense of the sacred outside the walls of traditional religious institutions. This doesn't mean spirituality is fading. Rather, it's evolving to meet the needs of a changing society. So the landscape is changing, but the search for spiritual fulfillment continues.